Hello everyone, and welcome back to our city of Dewy del Mar. Today's been a long time coming because we're finally going to try our hand at a realistic American suburb. I'm talking strip malls, car dealerships, gas stations, and little to no pedestrian infrastructure. I've put this build off for a while because, to be honest, I wasn't sure how to do it. When I think of cities, I think of downtown New York and Chicago and London, not Northern Virginia, which is where I grew up and was my inspiration for today's build. So definitely a challenge, but very helpful in making Dewy del Mar seem like more than just a downtown. So with that in mind, let's jump in our Jeep Wranglers and Ford F-150s and drive on down to Suburbia. Alright, to begin, let's survey the land. And so again, this is going to be where our suburb is. I'm thinking we'll do residential into the hill and then this flatter area as a kind of big box retail strip mall type area. However, I want to start by looking at this interchange, which has been pretty old, and I don't think it's scaled well. There are a couple problems with it. One, you can see it goes down to a single lane underneath the bridge, and for a major highway like this, especially, one that serves as pretty much the main connector through this entire region, they would probably want to keep it at 2 lanes minimum for the entire stretch. So we're gonna keep it at 2 lanes underneath the bridge, and then we'll use this 3rd lane configuration like we did with the cloverleaf for on and off ramps. I also, however, want to think about the queuing distance. You can see for Pleasant Highway right here, this is pretty short for a major on-ramp into the city, especially when you have this merge lane back here. I don't think that's enough queuing distance, and it's pretty steep. I know I tried to ameliorate it with Move It, but even then, that's like a good 8 or 9 degrees. For industrial traffic, that's no joke. So what I'm thinking is I'm gonna completely rethink how these lanes connect to Washington Street and the Washington Street Bridge. What I'm thinking is I'm gonna have something like this connection, but both on this side. So we'll have lanes going out this way, and then I'm gonna try to have them loop back around. And I don't even know how to describe it. But yeah, basically loop back around over the highway on this side. So this area is a little clearer since we don't have that much land to work with. But maybe it's just easier if I show you. So I'm gonna pause it because this is gonna be super disruptive. And then also buy up our tiles before I forget. I think this ought to be enough for our suburbs for now. I'm also going to delete all the pipes and wires beneath this because as I was playing with this, all the snap to existing geometry snap option kept trying to snap to the pipes and it was super annoying. So I'm just going to get rid of them for now and we'll reconnect them later. Okay, so yeah, gonna keep it paused and now let's just get rid of all these lanes. I even might redo the rail line so it doesn't have this kind of pretty severe kink in it, make that curve a little gentler. So let's bring that back as well. Although, does that leave us enough clearance? Oh yeah, that should be good. I'm turning these into key walls, otherwise when I try to connect the highway, it'll just kind of distort the terrain with it. But okay, clean slate. Let's reconnect the highway again, and I'm gonna stick with 3 lanes, starting from this bridge segment right here. All right, that's looking good. And using this semi as a gauge, we should still have enough clearance. In fact, I might even be able to bring the bridge down a little more if we have to. But all right, let's give this a shot. So I'm gonna start on, we'll do this side first, and as in the downtown side, I might bring the land up a little bit. And then for now, I'm gonna get rid of these pillars. We can replace them once we know where our lanes will be. All right, so what I'm thinking, let's start with some guide lanes first. This is gonna be the off ramp for coming to the right here on whatever highway this is. Does it have a name? Where'd the name go? Weird, okay, well, this one. I'm gonna parallel the highway as close as possible for a little bit. All right, and now we're gonna finally come into our bridge segment here. Okay, next step, we're gonna get an off-ramp from Applegate, oh, there are the names, to come up and meet with Prospect Highway, and I'm gonna start by actually converting this into a double lane. And this is where our on-ramp will connect. Got a little bit of tearing there, but that's okay. I can move that around, fidget with it later. But all right, this is basically the idea I had, and I want to now replicate that on this side so it's a little more symmetrical. And I am 100% going to have to use Move It to get all the pieces in place, but that's okay. We should still have enough room. Let's actually start though by getting this down. In fact, can I move this lane a little closer to the highway? Let's see, without it getting mad. Okay, yes, nice, that's what I'm going for. So yeah, what I'm gonna do is now repeat this pattern, but on this side. And hopefully things don't crash. Okay, I mean, this is more or less what I was going for. I could definitely clean some of this up, make some of the angles a little better, and obviously we have some columns right in the middle of this highway, so I'm gonna go through and just do some micro adjustments with movement and, Move It and whatever anarchiness I need. Okay, a little harrowing with that shoulder length right there, but I think this is, yeah, this is pretty much what I'm going for. I guess the one main downside about this type of intersection is if you want to turn right, oh yeah, what I'm gonna do is have both lanes be able to turn left, but only the right lane turn right, since I assume most of the traffic will want to start going downtown. And so yeah, if you want to turn right and you're coming from this direction, you do need to get over fairly quickly, but I feel like that's an okay enough queuing distance. So, whoop, sorry, autosave. Let's open up traffic and lane connector tool, and yep. Oh wait, yep, that's actually what I want. Okay, no, we're all good. Same thing for over here. Actually, I want, yeah, that's fine. I think right lane turn right, that's okay. And skills from the future here. So I did rebuild the bridge into the stadium district, but later on I recognized that it kind of looks weird with that steep decline. So I rethink about how to get into the stadium district with an off-ramp on the highway instead. So you'll see this bridge for a little bit, but it is gonna go pretty soon. Which means the last thing we need to do is reconnect our rail line. Let's make sure we're dealing with a nice consistent slope. Already it looks like we are. And yeah, I like this a lot more, that it's not gonna do that pretty severe S-curve it had, but let's get this all same terrain as the existing track. And we'll see if that's enough clearance. I might just bring this bridge segment up a little bit. In fact, let's just get rid of it for now. We'll have the bridge conform to the rail line, so the other way around, since I assume the rail line was probably there first. Okay, that's making a little more sense. Yeah, without that giant S-curve, that is so much easier for our heavy rail line. And I think I got this descent right here at 2%, so that should be good enough for cargo traffic. You can see Wood Highway has a pretty severe decline, which I didn't anticipate. I can redo that later. I can bring this bridge segment down a little bit, but speaking of bridge, let's just reconnect it. And let's bring up this area a little bit. Not that much, yikes. And we do have clearance for our cargo train, so that's okay. I don't need to raise the bridge at all. So let's just quickly go through and get our pipes back in order. All right, let's hit play and see what happens. I love seeing them kind of wind around like that in parallel. But all right, yep, you can see they're turning around now. But for this road, we're going to extend it all along the river here. In fact, if we turn on terrain lines, you can see we kind of have a flat plane going along the river here. And this was where the old train line was before we moved it over on this side for the Diego Industrial Park. But let's, smooth things out a little bit, get a consistent slope. And I think we'll primarily use a 4-lane highway, but we're going to snake it into this intersection right here for another way into the office park. So let's see, we'll continue this 4-lane divided road for now, and then at some point we'll convert it into a highway. Whoop, wrong road. I'm gonna grab this elevation right here and create the same elevation on this side for our bridge, and then we're gonna slope down to there, 3%, that's good. Nice level bridge, and great, now we have another way into the Diego Industrial Park. Now we can think about our big commercial strip, and we're gonna have to do a fair bit of grading, because, the assets are gonna flatten the land anyway. But let's grab maybe like this elevation and create a nice level terrain for it. I don't want to do too much. Let's be a little boring. Because I also remembered that in Cities Skylines 1, this costs money. Like you had to save up dirt and stuff. I don't know why they got rid of that, honestly, but it definitely makes it more challenging. Okay, that should be good for now. Let's create the commercial strip itself. We're gonna do another divided road for that, I think. Yeah, we'll do a straight segment for now. Coming straight down here. Let's see. Excellent. All right. I also don't want parking on any of these roads, so we're gonna make these wide sidewalks on both sides. All right, so we don't want the assets or the commercial buildings on Elk Street itself. This should be kind of like, funneling the traffic and pedestrian traffic into the area. So we're gonna do like access roads, and I wanna use, let's stick with alleyways because they're nice and thin. Where are you at? Right here. All right, conform to the grid. Hopefully we don't need anarchy. But let's bring it out to maybe like around here. Let's just go all the way out here for now. And I want the big supermarket in this pocket right here, so it's a little closer to the residences. Let's redo that. So basically, like people don't have to cross this busy road to get their kombucha and whatever. But let's have come out like this, and we're gonna put it in this corner right here, I think. So find it, buildings, commercial, and then I want to filter for just signature, and there you are, marketplace too. I think it's 2 because I have the static ploppable mod now, which are like non-functional versions of all the buildings. And so I'm guessing that's why there are 2 versions of each building now. I'm gonna place it like this so the branding can face the highway. So people like going through this say, oh man, I wanna stop by the marketplace, get some, food and stuff. All right, that should be good. Maybe we can do another parking lot or something down there later. But on this side, we're gonna do the auto center. A couple people suggested doing like a car dealership, I think in the last build, and I think this is a perfect spot for it. What we're gonna do, let's go back to alleyways. I'm gonna break this in half. Just like that. Actually, you know what? We're gonna make it a little funky. I'll keep that there, but let's have it kind of curve in. So what we're gonna do is go like this maybe, and S-curve it into our access road. Cool, so we're gonna have the auto center kind of face this curve since the building is curved itself. And then I feel like this would be like, where they have the the big Jeep Wranglers on the mountain terrain, something like that. You know what I'm talking about? I wonder if we could do something like that with the rocks and the vehicle props. But all right, let's go to Auto Center 2. Perfect. And turn off snapping, and good. It'll kind of conform to the curve of the road there. I'm gonna use Anarchy so we can get it close like this. Get rid of this surface for now. We can redo the grass later, but yeah, nice. And then I think on this side, maybe we can try to do a little custom parking. It might be a little too small. Actually, can we even get a regular parking lot in there? This might be a little easier. We'll do a bunch of custom parking all along this side of Elk Street, so I'm fine with regular parking lots for now. Cool, okay, we'll keep that there for now, and maybe we will end up doing a regular or a custom parking lot. But for now, what we're gonna do is go back to alleyways, cut down right through here. Actually, it's kind of weird that the terrain deformed right there. But we're gonna, bring this all the way down here. And then all these blocks are gonna be custom lots using the road parking, or sorry, the parking roads. There we go, third time's the charm. Actually, in this corner right here, where Ivy Lane is, usually like you'll have some random building in the middle of the parking lot, like a Applebee's or a Men's Warehouse or something like that. So let's convert this into one-sided parking, and we should, let's try this one maybe. I think the parking might be on the wrong side. That looks a little weird. Maybe that's okay. Can we even zone on it? You know what, we'll do a custom sidewalk here, but yeah, we'll earmark this. Let's get a low density commercial. And then we'll do a custom pavement or a custom surface for the sidewalk there. But on this side now we can do some big commercial zoning, I think. Oh, do you know what we need? We totally need some gas stations. They would have so many gas stations. Let's do, where's big petrol station? Yeah. I feel like that would be near the auto center. But let's do it maybe, could do it behind it. Let's get in like a corner out here, I think. And we'll definitely have more gas stations pretty soon, but what else? Morrissey's, oh, this is from the UK pack. Ooh, a little too big, that's okay. What else we got? Fashion Square, all right, yeah, why not? I imagine this is like a Nordstrom's or something like that. This is definitely a proper mall. All right, let's continue the zoning though. All right, let's see. I think I want to get a little bit more parking over here. Ooh, we're 1 unit off, so what I'm gonna do, pause the game. Let's bring Holly Lane out 1 more unit just to fit in that regular custom lot, or regular lot, I should say. There we go. And let's get a gas station in this pocket right here. This is basically like a Costco, so you need some Costco gas stations. All right, now let's continue our mall zoning. And look, we still have full demand for commercial. That's kind of crazy. Let's get some offices in there too. All right, commercial strip looking good. I think one more thing I want to do is realize, we're gonna have heavy pedestrian access on Holly Lane here, also probably Ivy Lane. So I want to convert these to alleys with parking lots, or sorry, with sidewalks, which I have from Road Builders somewhere. One-way alley, yeah, let's do this side for right here. This will stick as 1 lane, and then, all right, yep, here's one, 9 meter alley with sidewalk. So I'm gonna go through and actually just move all this like that. Good, all the buildings stayed in place, that's okay. And in fact, let's just do the same for right here and along this strip, or in this stretch. You know what? Let's just convert all of them. Definitely want to maximize pedestrian access here, even though this is supposed to be an American suburb where, you know, notoriously bad pedestrian infrastructure. Okay, I think that's a little better. I might have to go through later and shift the buildings. Actually, do I? Maybe one or two, like the petrol station. I think the rest are okay though, so. All right, commercial strip, looking good. Before we move on to residential stuff and our road network for the suburb, I want to connect up Elizabeth Street back up to the highway around here, and then also address one of the main comments from the last build in Little Ortiz, which is this is essentially a giant cul-de-sac, and so that kind of sucks for the residents if they have this single bridge. Like if something happens to that bridge, which is pretty narrow, it's only, you know, 2 lanes, they are kind of out of luck. So what I want to do is pause the game and kind of exacerbate our homelessness once again, because we're going to delete these 2 houses, get rid of these paths, and get rid of that for now. And then we're going to have this road come and create like a secondary bridge that I imagine was the bridge before the highway, snake back down around, and then it's eventually going to connect up with our main road out there. So we'll just have a complete loop. Let's go to regular 2-lane road. And from here, let's go to 2-lane highway. I'm gonna have it cut through this chunk right here because I figured, you know, we'll get some industrial stuff on either side of this. So I don't want to have to like completely curve with the highway, since this was probably before the highway. All right, before we make that connection, let's just do some cleanup around here, get these buildings back, get this road back in there. Okay, and the connections are back, and I got 3 of the, I think these are the same assets, but although I went with a little nice white color with some dark accents, so we're about to lose a bunch of population, but hopefully they'll just be able to move right back in. And again, if you are like in this window right here, your view kind of sucks, but hey, at least we got this sound barrier. So now let's go way back over here, and the plan is we're gonna bring this up over the hill, and if we take a look at our terrain, we have a kind of a natural elevation right here. So let's, if this is 132, let's get, let's do 7 meters above it. Let's grab this elevation, get a platform, and we're gonna do like a diamond interchange on this side. That'll eventually snake right into there. All right, from here, I'm gonna upgrade the bridge segment to 4-laners, and then we'll just go down to 2-lane when we do the diamond interchange over here, but I guess we're gonna need some anarchy. That's unfortunate, that's okay. And how's that clearance? Get rid of these weird trees. Clearance is A-okay. All right, I'm gonna first snake this down into there, and then we can work on the diamond interchange. So let's slope from there. Let's see, 2.4% is good. You know what? I do want to make this a 3-laner for coming in at least. So I'll probably have to bring this road back a little bit. We should have clearance with the train track because yeah, the bridge segment starts right there, so it should be okay. And let's just keep this as a 3-laner for the entire segment, and we'll clean up those trees later. Maybe we can make this a retaining wall. And now, if you're in the new district, you can go all the way to Little Artesia. And if you're in Little Artesia, you now have another, I don't know, evacuation route, even though we probably have a bunch of homeless people now. So with that in mind, let's hit play. And hopefully all these people on the sidewalk, yep, there you go. Just springing from a fountain. Go back to your homes. And yeah, maybe I'll detail up that place a little bit more later. But I think, let's just double check. I think that's pretty much, yeah, what I want to do with the road hierarchy. We can smooth this out. And if you're asking why I didn't do a 3rd lane for this one, I figured, you know, not many people are going to be going into this area yet. So it's okay if you just come off of the existing double lane. At least we have 2 lanes going underneath the bridge still. So, all right, I think our lane math and road hierarchy is good to go. I think that means we're ready to start our suburb road network. I think the first thing I want to do, however, let's upgrade this to a regular 2-lane road so we have kind of wider sidewalks. And you know, I don't like this high density building. One, it just doesn't fit the theme. And also we have the same thing over there. And you know what? I'm going to change both of these to low density instead. And let's rezone those on the side of the street. That's okay. Move you back. We'll fill those in later. And then, yeah, let's make you, how about a European variety? It's just too tall to fit the theme over there. But all right, I think we'll stick with this for the main road in here. Let's turn on our contour lines and see what's what. So I'm thinking we'll do like a straight shot up for a little bit. Let's get one over here. We got quite a significant dip there. Let's fill that in. We'll bring this one up to meet it, and then we'll just play with it. All right, we got the makings of a residential street grid, and I think the first thing I want to do is lay down education and other service assets. Let's start with education. So we have the base game Vanilla High School, and this is definitely suburban-ish. However, I think we've already used this over in somewhere. Oh no, actually I replaced it for the urban high school, but I mean, that being said, I have not had a chance to use any of the UK assets. So let's do, yeah, UK secondary school, which is basically high school. And I think I should be able to just barely fit it in this pocket right here. And I think this looks pretty suburban. I like this kind of, tree-lined fence around it. And also the track and field makes a lot more sense size-wise than the ginormous, basically football stadium that comes with the Vanilla High School. So let's leave that there. I don't like this green patch though, so I'm gonna upgrade it with the sports facility. And then let's do the same thing for primary school, suburban primary school. And let's get it near the high school so it's kind of like an education campus. And we are actually almost at capacity for elementary school. At least, I mean, maybe. I see this as basically bad, so I'm gonna immediately upgrade this with both extensions to really up that student capacity. And then let's think about other services. Let's do healthcare first. We do have a UK medical practice. So I'm thinking we'll line, what is that? Belmont Street with some services to act as a buffer between these commercial assets, like the noise and bustle of this Robin Street commercial strip, with the homes that'll go in this block right here. So let's get these, yeah, right around here. And what else? Fire. I don't think we have a... Oh, we do have a... Oh, but there's a fire station, like the bigger upgrade one. And we don't really need that right now. So let's just stick with a regular firehouse. That ought to be good enough. And then over here, let's get a UK police station. And I think those are the main services, although we could do a Wi-Fi tower. Oh, and a post office, duh. All right, let's get a, sure, Japanese post office. We'll do it in this corner right here. Or can we fit the big one? Sure, let's fit the big one. Just because, I don't know, the Japanese one, this stark white texture sometimes bothers me, so this one looks a little more suburban with the textures and the brick and stuff in the facade. So let's now make a district for this. And I think because I just saw a commercial with Penelope Cruz in it, pretty sure it was like a perfume commercial, I'm gonna name this Penelope Park. Pretty sure there's an accent on the E there, but I'm not exactly sure how to do that in this input. So we'll keep that there, and let's assign all these services. And, you know, we actually don't have a lot of post office, so let's get some more post office coverage over here as well. And now I think it's time to start zoning. So if we take a look at our roads, the grid kind of broke up despite my best efforts. So I'm probably going to plop a few of these where the grid is discombobulated like that. But over here where we'll have mostly single family houses, we can just do with the grids that we have. Let me extend this road. Whoops. Break up this super block right here. All right, so we'll do like row houses along Belmont Street here, maybe a couple of low density, or sorry, once again, low rent, high density next to the supermarket. And then, yeah, the rest will be single family houses. So let's give this a shot. All right, things are zoning into Penelope Park, and people are obviously trying to cram in here. And seeing these traffic icons is honestly kind of a breath of fresh air because if we take a look at our traffic flow, where is it? This thing has been 60% since I started this game back in like, I don't know, May of 2024. So this thing might just be completely bugged, but kind of useless. And so it's nice to actually see traffic every now and then. However, that being said, there are probably some low-hanging fruit we can do to ameliorate this. So one thing, we kind of have a backup here as well. Let's get some asymmetric roads so we have dedicated turn lanes. So I'm gonna go to medium roads and let's make this a, would it be a 5-lane? That's what I want. Yep, so now there's a dedicated left-hand turn lane there. And in fact, let's do the same treatment for both of these segments. And actually, let's turn this into a road that you can zone on since we have a bunch of extra room here. So we'll do something similar where, yep, dedicated left-hand turn lane as well. And now I'm gonna turn the rest of this into a basic 4-lane road. And look at that, the traffic icons on our away, and obviously that was like kind of temporary regardless, just because it's all the people moving in. But it's kind of also cool just seeing these asymmetric roads like that. And am I bothered by the fact that this is not centered? A little bit, so I'm gonna redo that. All right, slightly better perhaps, but we'll leave that there as well. All right, and how are we doing over here? It looks a little backed up, and as I feared, getting over to the right-hand lane is kind of a blocker. That's why I made this queuing distance a lot longer. However, again, once all these people move in, I think that should be okay. And I mean, in real life, that probably seems like more than enough queuing distance, so we'll leave that be. I'm sure that's fine. And let's just double check our intersection over here. Oh, absolutely no traffic. Lovely. Although that's a very tight turn, so let's give these people a slip lane. All right, think all those lane priorities are back in business. Got our slip lane looking good. And then if we check over here, hey, look at that, traffic is gone. So I think we are good in terms of traffic management. Maybe we could have more asymmetric lanes here, but probably not necessary. So, all right, people are moving in, things are zoning up, and let's jack up these parking fees. And oops, I forgot a crematorium, of course. We got this nice hill here, and I haven't placed a UK parish church yet, which is basically like, you know, crematorium, but it looks nice. And we got this nice hilltop here, so let's create a quick flat plane for it, and then we'll snake a road down the hill. Wow, and a lot of people are dying already. What is up with that? Let's upgrade this immediately. Go, hearses, go. You know, just because these hearse icons drew my eye to this block, I think these buildings are way too tall for the area. So what I'm gonna do is, unfortunately, D-zone these and just really give our homeless population another headache. However, I do want to do more townhouses next to this bunch right here, but I don't want it all along Belmont Street. So let's really make our homeless population explode and make this side of Belmont Street all single family houses instead. So let's go to, yeah, row houses. We'll get this at least zoned up. But let's make these single family houses. All right, we'll let those zone in. And oh man, I'm so sorry, people. Where are you gonna go? Let's see, where are you headed? A tennis court? Oh no, our parks are just gonna get a bunch of encampments. Lovely. Let's maybe do something with this block, just get a little housing, but let's do mixed use. And again, try not to make it too tall. So is that a corner building? It is. Okay, so we'll leave that be. You know, I cannot in good conscience just let these people flee the city. That's actually kind of creepy, seeing them all run away. I'm sure they're going to, yep, more tennis courts. Great. Okay, so this tells me we need a lot more housing. So let's take a look at this open plot of land right here. I'm thinking we can do like a mixed use development center. Kind of probably with urban promenades. I feel like I see a bunch of modern block apartments spring up next to high commercial activities or areas like this. So yeah, let's see. Let's actually make sure we're dealing with a nice set of terrain here. And I can see our Elizabeth Street is going all over the place up and down. So I'm gonna pause it and let's redo this street, but make sure it's nice and flat. Okay, think I got that sorted out. We'll smooth out some of this as well. And wow, we're losing 1,900 people. Not good. We need some housing ASAP. All right, what I'm thinking is we'll extend Anchor Street down this way. Hopefully we can maintain the grid at least out to here, although don't count on it. Let's see. It's kind of hard because this particular road is a weird width, so it's kind of hard to maintain your grid here, but let's see. Maybe let me try to snap to existing geometry instead. What does this do? It completely breaks the grid. Never mind. You know what? It's okay if we have a little funky turn right there. Never hurt anybody. Let's go out to here, let's say. All right, what I'm thinking is I want blocks of, let's do like 3 blocks of 10 units wide. and then, yeah, 6 units deep. And this is gonna be hard with this road again, so maybe for that I will use alleyways, since those actually conform to the grid more properly. So let's see. Super node. Can I make that a small roundabout maybe? That's kind of cool. Looks like a cyclone or a whirlwind or something like that. All right, let's see. All right, and then over here, let's get, I got this two-way alley with sidewalks and not angled parking, don't know why I called it that, but let's get this out to maybe around here, and we'll do some kind of park right there maybe, and then, I don't know, some kind of maybe office building. This is like the renter's building where you go to sign leases and stuff behind at this parking lot. All right, let's zone this. Urban promenades. I definitely want the corner buildings in first, so let's do 2 by 2 on each corner, and then we can fill in the rest. Oh, and you know what? We broke the grid here, so let's get rid of this road for now. We'll put it back later. I guess we'll just have a nice courtyard on the inside of all these rings, but that's surprisingly 8, I guess not so surprisingly, 8 into all our commercial demand. That's the first time I've ever seen our commercial demand go to 0. Let's reconstitute this road. And yeah, let's get like an office or two behind it. All right, as those hopefully zone in, I'm sure we'll get a bunch of traffic here too. Let's get an alleyway behind the commercial properties. This is for like, you know, delivery trucks and whatnot that have to go behind, because that's where all the delivery entrances usually are. So let's go straight across here. And sweet, we're gonna do like another angled connection like that. Love it. And shocker, our commercial demand is already going back up. That's okay. All right, let's actually get some zoning on this side of Pacific Street now. Let's use the same road. Whoops, what I just click? I want the road. There you are. Let's see, let's get it right down here. Ooh, it's not gonna let me. So what I'm gonna do is start with an alleyway so we can stick with the grid, make that connection right there, and oop, that building just went away. That's okay, we can plop something there later. But now, since I do want sidewalks on this particular alleyway, we can just upgrade it, I believe. Awesome, and I realize that this is actually a different type of road, so let's see. Let's just pick this one. There we go. Okay, so that's all well and good. Let's get a park maybe on this side, just in the center. And can this fit? It does, but let's kind of center it up. Yep, and we'll extend the grass surface later. And then maybe in this side, we'll do like a big, we could do another commercial here. So we're closer to the commercial assets on this side. Let's do some commercial right here with maybe a parking lot on either side of the park here. Ooh, I don't think I have one that really fits the mold I'm looking for. So we can just do a custom one. And then how about some offices on this side? Again, more like, you know, apartment block administrative buildings, I feel like. So this is where they, you know, take tours of the apartment blocks if you're just moving in, sign leases, and we can say this is like, I don't know, negotiations with the garbage collectors and whatnot, or, you know, administrative facilities for the entire complex. All right, let's fill in these surfaces. Those look weird. Oop, traffic jam made me realize we gotta back up our asymmetric road here very quickly. All right, and on this side, I know we did an elementary school over there, but that would kind of suck if you're a kid living here and you have to walk all the way over there for elementary school and you're that young. So let's get a small elementary school on this side. Will this fit? just barely if we use anarchy. What are other options though? Let's see. Ooh, this community elementary school I think would be perfect. So I guess we have to use a little bit of anarchy, but let's snap to the road here. And we'll just say if you're a high schooler, you are big enough to cross the road to get to the other side. Or, you know, we'll have some kind of bus service. All right, I think last thing, let's fill out this area with a nice sports facility. Can we fit a tennis court? We can. And then we'll get trees and pathways and stuff. Definitely like a fence along this train track. And I'm gonna get rid of this weird random column right there. All right, and look at that traffic, but again, just temporary, just to get people moving in there. All right, now as people are moving in, before they start complaining about lack of services, let's actually create a new district for them, since they're across from Elizabeth Street here. I don't know why I made this original district so big. And since we're next to the river shore, let's call this Isabella Shores. And please slow down as you drive through here. All right, community elementary school, you get that. And then I'm gonna assign the rest of the services we have over here. All right, that's looking good. And what I love about this is it's forcing people to fill up our commercial parking lot. So it's looking like people are actually going to the stores there, which I mean, I assume some of them are, but that looks a lot cooler. And also during the time lapse, we'll cover everything with pavement to make this look a lot more full. Let's finish up by kind of fleshing out our car park right here, our auto dealership. And then I want to extend an alleyway underneath Washington Street to kind of do like a mini industrial area, maybe like a depot or something like that. You're in between, you know, this heavy traffic area, then, you know, rail yard, highway, industrial yard. So not exactly super valuable land here. So I think that's a good candidate for some industrial stuff. Let's start, however, by making sure that our car parking lot is also on a flat area. And you know what? I'm gonna get rid of this parking lot. I think this would be better served by a gas station that is kind of dedicated to the dealership. So you buy your Maserati and then, you know, just to sweeten the deal, they'll fill it up for you. Let's grab our alleyway. This is snapping to something, and I bet we got something underneath. Sure enough, we got a power line. Ugh. All right, I'm gonna keep this pause for a second, just while I do the roads, and let's do this, hopefully without snapping to other pipes and stuff. And I'm gonna get this type of road with the sidewalk and kind of come parallel to this. Sweet, from here, let's use our 90-degree one-way, what was that called? One-way perpendicular parking alley. Basically what we have over here, except this will be dedicated to kind of dealership cars. Now, I should mention, I was playing around with this before, and unfortunately, car props were either crashing my game, or, weirdly enough, they were immediately teleporting to open spaces over here. So maybe we can entice some people to park here like for real so it looks full, but unfortunately, I don't think we can do my idea of getting a pickup truck up on some rocks here. Because yeah, it kept crashing my game, unfortunately. Maybe we can think of something else, but if you've seen something like that, let me know if you have a better solution. For now, though, we'll just rely on actual parked cars. Cool, I think that's probably good. So on this side, we'll just do one-sided parking, and hopefully this is the right direction. Let's see. It is, oh man, I was hoping that we'd have parking on this side. All right, what we're gonna do then is flip all these around. Basically, I wanna have parking on this side and the sidewalk facing that way, because we're gonna get like a warehouse right here where they can clean the cars or something like that right before they ship them out. Boom, easy does it. Okay, cool. Yeah, what I had in mind is just like a warehouse. Let's see if we can find one. Oh, perfect. This one even has like garage doors like this. Do I need anarchy? Hopefully not. All right, we're gonna place this, let's say right here. Excellent. And then like I mentioned, I wanna get a gas station for right over here. Although, You know what? Let's put the gas station by the car wash just to get some corporate synergy, you know, so they fill it up and then they can immediately come over here and wash it without the chance of like dinging it up or something like that on the drive over. There we go. Okay, cool. And we can probably get like just a regular commercial asset in here later, but let's get this alleyway down here. So I'm gonna turn this side of Washington Street into a bridge segment. I need anarchy for that. And then we should be able to slope down at a pretty reasonable rate since we're already doing this with our train track. And by reasonable, I mean like, I don't know, sub 5% maybe? Let's see. 4%, good. All right, we'll extend that out there for now. Before I forget though, I gotta reconnect those power lines. Okay, cool, we can hit play again. Let's start by removing these trees, I think all the way up to this intersection when the highway actually starts. And I think I'm gonna get rid of these sand surfaces. It kind of looks a little weird, I think, having white sandy beaches along a river this deep into the continent. Even over here, I think I'm gonna get rid of these and we'll smooth some of this out, especially when the area is so developed with heavy industry like that. Yeah, I think that makes a little more sense. And again, I love how the Vulcheria theme has this kind of rocky texture at shallow elevations like that. But speaking of elevation, let's pick one for this side of the riverbank. If the water is at 122-ish, let's do maybe like 4 meters above that. 126, sure. And of course, nice gentle slope into the area for our big trucks. All right, for the main collector in this area, I want to use the road we built for the industrial hub, which was 4-lane narrow road. And this is the same width as the regular 2-lane road in the game. However, it's 2 lanes both way and no parking and yeah, narrower sidewalks. So let's bring this out here. Actually, I'm gonna turn Washington Street into key walls because I don't care about zoning along there. 4.5%, I can live with that. And let's bring this all the way out. Let's go out to, let's say, you know what, I'm gonna bring this back 1 unit. It's a little close to the edge there and I don't wanna narrow this water anymore. But let's bring it out to, yeah, how about here? And then we're going to make an intersection here because obviously we have 4 lanes going to 2 lanes in this alleyway. So let's make a dedicated left-hand lane. Okay, that's looking a little better. And now this is just a dedicated left-hand turn lane there. For the main asset in this area though, I want to get a new bus depot. And what I'm thinking is we got 2 depots in the city. We have the OG one from Sierra Industries, and then over here, I placed this one as kind of an afterthought when we did the International District. And this is situated right between 2 residential neighborhoods of Allen Heights and New Rickman. And I'm thinking it's kind of a food desert here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pause the game and let's delete this entire depot for now. Get rid of all these extra stain decals. And we're gonna have to get rid of these pickleball courts because in its spot, I wanna place the new British signature building called Morrissey's Market. At least I think that's how you say it. So if we go to find it, and I already got it selected, nice, Morrissey's Market. Ooh, let's do, this barely just doesn't fit. I don't know why I have this walkway here, honestly. Let's get that down there. Let's smooth it out. I'll redo our pickleball court if we have room up here. Get rid of that house, unfortunately. And then, yeah, let's plop this here. Nice, okay, so that fits. And then later during the detailing time lapse, I'll get that pickleball court back. And now Allen Heights and New Rickman have a nice supermarket to go to get some avocados and kombucha. But all right, now that that's gone, we got to get another depot. So let's place it right in this pocket right there. And let's immediately get that extension wing back. And you know what? We might do 2 extension wings. Let's place one here. And now that we're back up to speed, I can hit play again, see these buses go about. But we can use this asset to kind of define the remaining road network. Fly, my pretties. Okay, that's looking good. We can probably bring this river back since I think I expanded it out a little bit too much. So let's, release the river once again. Okay, sweet and simple. And obviously we'll detail it up in a bit, get some riprap, maybe a few more parking lots, if we can fit them, stain decals, the whole shebang. However, there is one thing as I've been working in this area that's really bothered me, especially at ground level. I don't like this bridge, this wood highway, because A, that's kind of a weird steep decline into this part right here. And just like, it goes straight almost down to the water itself underneath the park. And really the only thing I built this for was to easily get from over here into the stadium district. However, a couple of things. One, with these intersections so close to each other, traffic is kind of backed up already. And that was kind of the point. Remember I said like I wanted to have a reason to have some public transportation. However, here's my thinking. I'm gonna pause the game. I'm gonna get rid of this highway, and so that removes one traffic flow into these intersections. And if you're thinking, wait a second, so how do you get into the stadium district from this side? What I'm thinking is I'm going to use this empty space right here to get another off-ramp, circle it back around, come down, go under the bridge like this. That way you can get to the stadium district from over here pretty much any way except if you're coming down this highway right here. However, if you're coming down this highway right here, just take this exit right here and then you can come in through DiMaggio Shores and then you're right there anyway. So I think that'll make this situation a whole lot better and it'll clean up that weird steep bridge. And then, sorry, long autosave. And then if we really want to get like the 4 bridges back, what we could do is, I've never used the 2-lane wooden alley bridge, or wooden covered bridge, I should say. And I think that would look cool next to the train track. Kind of like you could say it was the OG bridge across this river before they did the interstate highway. So maybe we'll do something like that because we have an alleyway ending right here as well. But let's begin by doing, unpausing, and let's get this off ramp. Okay, so yeah, just repeat it one more time. If you are in, what do we call this, Penelope Park or the shopping district, you come up here, you can take this exit right here, come back down around, stay on Applegate Highway. You don't even have to change lanes. You just stay there and then you swoop back around. You go through this nice forest, although let's get rid of some of these trees. And we'll pretty this up a little bit, get a fence between Barlow Highway and the train track there, and then boom, you're right there. Or if you're coming from downtown, same thing. Just get you take a left right here. Right. I know my directions. You take a right there, and then swoop back around as these buses are doing. And in fact, are these buses going to the stadium district? Where are you going? Small. Yeah, that's it. That's the stadium district right there. I lied. It's going to the industrial park. All right, but my point stands. You know what I'm trying to say. Oh man, shut up, game. All right, the last thing I want to do over here though, since there's no left turn lane anymore, let's make this an asymmetric road. Now you have a dedicated left turn lane onto the highway, and that means these 2 lanes can, go straight, and let's see, you might have to use traffic to enforce that. Okay, I think that's looking okay. No pillars are messing up stuff, so we're good there. And now, let's just do this wooden covered bridge just for the fun of it. I figured it could be a drawbridge as well, so if there are any boats trying to go up this river, although I guess we have like the mini shipping port right there. Well, it's not even a shipping port. We have something like that in Seattle. I have no idea what it is, but it's on the water. So let's get an alleyway going from here over to here, and then we'll swoop it into this alleyway right there. Okay, cool. I think this looks 10 times better. And maybe just for improved traffic flow, let's upgrade this at the very end to a 2-lane segment. For easier right-hand turn lane if you want to go directly into Martians Field parking lot. But yeah, this is kind of cool. You got the new age interstate highways, interstate bridges next to the old rail line and the old, what is this? Hollybush Bridge. I like that. All right, that's looking good. So I think the last thing we gotta do for this area is make a district. And in fact, I think this whole thing should be Isabella Shores, since we said the mixed-use development project was kind of part of the shopping experience. Okay, but to complete the old-timey feel from the rail line and the wooden bridge, we're going to call this place Prospector Park. We're getting very close to the end here. I think before we detail things up in a quick time lapse, let's get a few more housing units. I'm thinking we got kind of an empty square right here. Let's create a quick plateau and just get a small neighborhood street going up there, connecting these 2 points right there, maybe something on the hill. And then we can probably fit in a little more higher density stuff in this triangle right here, and see if we can't fit a road or two behind these schools. But let's quickly, grab this, flatten this out, create some nice slopes. All right, obviously we have a bunch of blank space that I'll probably have to plop some houses in to fill it up, because as always, our housing demand is still at max for all 3 zone types. Ridiculous. Like over here, definitely maybe some in these cracks right there. And probably, let's actually, you know what, I'm gonna delete, I don't know why I paused it. I'm gonna delete this parking lot here and get more commercial zoning, since I did de-zone some shops here to make way for some low rent housing. But let's go. We'll get, how about some Japanese ones in this corner? We'll do a big Japanese shop like that. And then another American asset. Then how about an office, like another administrative building in this corner right here. And then last in this corner, we need what else? One more gas station for the area. Cut into this hill a little bit. And let's plop this down. All right, I think that's enough plopping for now. Let's start this time lapse. So what I'm thinking is, obviously we'll reintroduce all the trees that I kind of denuded the place of beforehand. And then, yeah, like I mentioned, I'm gonna plop some buildings in between here, all the cracks I can find, get some trees, some pathways maybe to promote pedestrian, actually, what am I saying? There's a suburb, no pedestrian access, how dare I? Plop some more commercial buildings in these open gaps right here though, and then yeah, just see what else we can do. So with that in mind, let's start this time lapse. And welcome back, everyone. Let's do a quick recap of that detailing time lapse, starting in Prospector Park. Along the riverbank, got some riprap rock with some overgrown hedges to make it look, a little wild. Brought back the terrain here a little bit since we couldn't do much with this land anyway, and added some more rock along there. For the industrial area itself, expanded our pavement surface to fill in those cracks, got some stain decals, some parking decals, got that slip lane there since that was a very sharp right turn onto the Hollybush Bridge. And then, got some trees, more retaining walls, since this is kind of a significant drop between Lake Street and Elk Lane right there, so thought that was a nice touch. In the Isabella Shores Commercial Center, I added pavement surface underneath the entirety of our parking lots to make it look like a single slab of concrete. Of course, extended some of these parking lots with more stain decals. And then I did try to get a car prop on top of these rocks, kind of like a Jeep Wrangler going mountaineering or whatever. Unfortunately, it stopped all traffic next to it, and I've seen that before. So there's something about car props that kind of mess with the pathfinding, I guess. But got like a wooden gazebo here, make it look a little outdoorsy. And then, of course, a bunch of advertisements since this is a big strip mall. Moving down the line, added a few more shops to fill in the area. Got this Japanese building, some trees, some more services. And then I realized that this block of Isabella Shores had a different width for these buildings, so bulldozed those and let those rezone so they all match and gave them a brighter color. But then expanded the surfaces here, got some sidewalks with some planters, some benches, and some rocks just for filler. And then in the school area, I enclosed the backyard to protect the kids from Elizabeth Street. Got some more plants here, a couple more shops and parking lots. And then got this pedestrian bridge over the highway and the train track into kind of a riverside park. So we have some green to kind of break up the gray monotony of the highway and the port of Dewy del Mar. And then in Penelope Park itself, I tried to cram in a bunch more housing, filled in the area with trees as well. A couple of pedestrian paths, but nothing too crazy because this is supposed to be a suburb with not a lot of pedestrian access or infrastructure. You saw me move some of the buildings around just to make them more evenly spaced out. I do think that's worth it, even if it is tedious, just to make it look a little more realistic, since the zoning blocks kind of break up into chunks that looks kind of weird for whatever reason. And then I upzoned over here a little bit more, since this building sometimes complains about not enough customers, but figured we get some more shoppers and workers for Prospector Park. And then on the utility side, we were running a little low on water, so got a nice water tower. I feel like that's very American suburbanite, and expanded our Wi-Fi coverage over here. And last but not least, I did reinstate our pickleball court behind the Morrissey supermarket. So this area has their park back, even if it's fake. But okay, the last thing I want to do is just get a very simple bus route for Penelope Park and Isabella Shores. Honestly, I feel like I wouldn't even want to do a bus route for a suburb. However, I feel like it does make some sense to get shoppers to this commercial strip and the school back here. So let's make this really simple. I'm thinking we'll do a single loop that meets up with City Hall Station. So this can be like a transfer point. And then I will add a small bus stop to Little Ortizia since people complained about that as well. Rightly so. Let's go to bus and we'll just do a bus sign. We'll do either side of the commercial strip. Let's do one over by the supermarket. Here, we'll do one right across from the supermarket here. Then one by our Nordstrom's. I'm calling this a Nordstrom's. It'll loop around, and then we'll do a full-on shelter. No, I don't think we can do a shelter on the smaller roads. Let's do a bus stop by our high school and elementary school campus. We'll do it on this side so the younger kids don't have to walk as far in front of the playground. All right, bus line tool. Oh, that's right. Let's get one by our Prospector Park as well. And then, last but not least, let's get a bus stop to serve Little Ortizia. And this turnaround for the bus is going to be crazy, but we'll just stick our head in the sand for now. But thank you all for pointing that out, and for pointing out that it was a giant cul-de-sac. And that's where I think I'm going to end it. I enjoyed this more than I thought it would. I thought building suburbs would be kind of boring, but I enjoyed getting the strip mall effect and kind of taking this after my childhood hometown of Northern Virginia, Alexandria. And then, I feel like it just gives the city a better sense of scale, especially once we start working on the downtown. It makes sense to have suburbs like this. But as usual, if you all have suggestions or feedback, let me know in the comments. They definitely make the city better. Case in point, Little Ortizia, making that not a giant cul-de-sac and giving it some public transit. But all right, if you've made it this far, I want to kind of spoil a potential channel update for y'all. I am very much considering changing the name of my channel. Skills That Kills 1-1 doesn't really scream City Skylines to me. And if you're thinking it's totally juvenile, that's because it is. That's what my 14-year-old self came up as a gamer tag back in the Halo 2 Xbox Live days. So yeah, TBD on whether I actually go through with it. We'll see what name I come up with, but obviously nothing about the channel would change. I'll even keep the same like branding colors, which fun fact are the Slytherin colors because I am a Slytherin according to Pottermore. But of course, everything else will stay the same. So yeah, keep an eye out for a post if that does come. But other than that, thanks for watching, y'all, and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye.